ॐ अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। कृष्णो रक्षतु नो जगत्त्रयगुरुः। कृष्णं नमस्याम्यहम्। कृष्णे नामरशत्रवो विनिहताः। कृष्णाय तस्मै नमः।
नमः
कृष्णादेव समुत्थितं जगदिदं।
जगदं
कृष्णस्य दासोऽस्म्यहम्।
सुभगं
कृष्णे तिष्ठति विश्वमेतदखिलं हे कृष्ण
नमः।
माम्। जय श्रीमन्नारायण. Blessings of Sri Chinajaya Swamiji. We're continuing Bhagavad Gita. We are in chapter 12. Last week we finished slokas 13 to 19. So we'll review them first. So all slokas 13 to 19 basically talk about what characteristics that we need to have, what qualities that we need to develop if we want to become a karma phalatyagi, right? So that is the first step towards achieving our supreme goal of Paramatma, right? So we went to 35 that Lord Krishna gave to us in chapter 12, slokas 13 to 19. 35 points. I was just thinking like 35 is the pass mark for typically for all of us, right? In all exams. So if you get 35 marks, then you are pass. So it's a coincidence maybe that we have 35 points here that we need to have those qualities. We need to have those characteristics, qualities, behaviors based on those. Um, then we will move to the next step. If we are not having these, then though we may think that we are in the next step, we may fall down at any time. The foundation is not there, right? So if you don't pass, first grade going to second grade, um, it may not be successful, right? So let's look at the. So we learned about the qualities, right? We need to possess, we need to develop in order to become karma phalatyagi. Based on that, we have some checklist. This is like a daily checklist that we can use to measure ourselves, to see if we are on the right path and where we are lacking, where we need to do the develop ourselves, right? So let's look at the first question. First quality that we need to possess is adveshtaha. So based on that, do I avoid harboring hatred towards any being, even towards those who hate or harm me? Not having hatred towards any being is the quality. Um, what we need to possess. So based on that, we need to check ourselves. Am I developing? Am I harboring the hatred towards anyone, including those who hate or harm me? So that's the first one. Not sure how many of us, it's 100% of the time. Not like okay, I pass a few instances. Not like that. It should be 100% of the time. We have to pass this one, the first step. Second one, you can ask any question if you have. Okay. Um, Based on these, actually, we have certain scenarios that we can see, like a scenario where we are hated by somebody or hurt by somebody, and then how do we behave towards them, right? That kind of scenarios are there. We'll see that.
Varprasad Garu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we will try to be not hating people, but if we really see somebody, right, doing bad things to us or something, are we allowed to have that at least a thought like, okay, are they doing bad? They're doing
No,
bad things, or
no.
mhm.
Answer is no. Why?
No, what I'm saying is, I can understand what is a
No, no. I mean, having at that moment, you understand. Of course, we have the knowledge. Somebody is hurting us at that moment. Yes, right. We are in that situation, in that scenario. We're talking about like after the situation is over. The situation already occurred. Okay. You see, when somebody is trying to hurt, obviously it's not like you sit quiet and then let them hurt us. No. Or let them shout us. No. Maybe whatever we need to do at that moment, we do it. But do we develop hatred after that? Is the question.
Yeah,
So we continue to see developing hatred doesn't happen in the like 1 second,
one
right?
second.
You are, I hate somebody, right? That continuously,
You brood
uh,
over it. Yeah.
yeah, it is not like 1 second, 2 second thing. It could be even for years, right? Why Lord Krishna started with this?
Mm.
Anyone? Yes,
The hatred, I think it will increase our karmic bondage. Uh,
um,
Hatred makes us not to be
and
equanimous.
okay,
Prasada buddhi.
anger
Yeah,
also. Yeah.
yeah, it's for our own benefit, right? If we want prasada buddhi and be like equanimous, then the fire, and as they say, the fire burns where it starts first.
right, right. Perfect answer. So, bottom line is this: we need to always focus our mind on Paramatma, focus on our goal. I mean, our goal, supreme goal is Paramatma. Our goal, whatever is the activity that we are doing. Here we are talking about karma phala tyagi, right? So we are doing some action, whatever duty that is assigned to us. We are doing that. So if this act of hatred takes our mind away from our duty and also our prime, the supreme goal as well. The any amount of time that we spend on hatred is a waste. Not only the time is waste, it also gives us negative reaction. You know, we basically lose ourselves, right? We tend to do things which are like really harmful for us, harmful for everybody. Our goal will be completely lost, right? So that is why Lord Krishna is starting, don't develop. There will be people, no, there's no mistake. Like, pray to me, I will make sure that there will not be anybody who will hurt you or harm you. Lord Krishna didn't say that, right? So it's very important to understand that no matter how big or how small a person is, um, we will go through scenarios where people will hurt or harm us. They will criticize us. They'll, scold us unnecessarily. I mean, there will be scenarios like that. But at that moment, yeah, whatever we need to do, we have to do. But don't, linger that feeling like, oh, this is what they did, and I need to do something in return. Right? That is what is hatred is. what can I do? How do I take revenge on that person? All that thinking is waste of time. Has nothing. It's not in our goal at all. It's not our duty. It is taking away our time from Paramatma, right? So that's why, I mean, there are more. We can continue to discuss just this point, but yeah. So hatred towards any being should not be there. Okay. Then, okay. Next one, Maitraha. Am I friendly to all beings? Okay. So again, friendly to all being doesn't mean that you have to be a friend to a lion and a snake. Okay. So you have to be a friend in the sense that how we greet our friends and keep the friends near us, and we want to be always with our friends. Friend, being a friend to uh, an animal, for example, or some human beings who act like animals. They're it, being friendly doesn't mean that you have to be with them, right? Again, Sri Swamiji says being friendly means we have to keep them where they belong, right? So a snake belongs in some place, a lion belongs in some place, elephant belongs in some place. Don't try to change it, right? And even for people also, we keep where the people belong. Okay. Um, so that that is good for them, that is good for us also. Okay. And scenarios like, like you meet a stranger and the stranger is looking for help, then be friendly with the stranger, right? Don't say, oh, I don't know this person, I shouldn't be friendly, right? Especially those who are willing to, seeking our help. Um, okay. Next one. Do I show compassion and mercy to those who are suffering? Okay. It's very important. This is the definition of Vaishnava, right? Again, Sri Swamiji gave answers recently. Whoever is subscribed to Jet World would have got the notification, short, uh, um, short clips. So, who is a Vaishnava whose heart bleeds for those who are, suffering? Um, so, show mercy, show compassion towards those who are suffering. Um, okay. Nirmamaha. Do I avoid attachment to the body or selfish thoughts? Avoid attachment to selfish thoughts by being free from the sense of mind. Okay.
So being free from the sense of mind.
Right. Attachment to the body. Okay. So typically we, um, you know, uh, we have to care for our body. That is fine. But having attachment to the body and selfish thoughts, everything for me. So attachment to the body is when you are, a simple example is when we are doing exercise, right? Or when we are, decorating ourselves. We are associating ourselves with the body and we want, we are doing things with attachment to the body that I want this to be great, right? Okay. So, um, when we are exercising, when we are doing this, one example, right? So there we are, it is not that we are doing that activity with attachment to the body. We are doing it so that the body will be healthy and we can make the best use of the body. Okay, my body will look great. I will, I can show off with, in front of 100 people. That should not be the criteria. Okay, and everything should be for me. That's a sense of mind. Whatever possessions, we should not have attachment towards any of those. Okay, we have covered this in several places. Again, attachment is one of the key words here. Like typically we tend to develop that attachment. From attachment comes the desires. From desires come anger, anger to hatred. So if we are not attached uh, to our body or our possessions or relations, then we will be thinking in a, our thinking will be proper. Otherwise, attachment leads us to incorrect way of thinking and leads us away from our goal. Okay. Next one, nirahankaraha. Do I remind myself that I am not the body, but I am Atma? How many times do we remind ourselves that we are not, I'm not body, I'm Atma, right? So nirahankaraha. Ahankara is not, ego is what the English translation is, but ahankara is identifying ourselves with body, is the translation that we need to take. So nirahankaraha is not associating ourselves with the body. That means associating ourselves as Atma or identifying ourselves as Atma. So how many times we remember that we are Atma? Next one is samadukha sukha. Do I remain unaffected by pain or pleasure, free from grief and joy? So this is a checklist. So whenever some pain occurs, or pleasure occurs, or grief or joy, did I remain unaffected by it? Unaffected means being carried away by it, changing our behavior, our actions based on those experiences. So typically what happens is when we experience pleasure, we tend to, I want to continue that, right? Is that the duty for us? We don't see that, right? So while doing a duty, if we experience pleasure, not a problem. But when we experience pleasure, being carried away by it and want to always have that pleasure continue with us, or running after that pleasure is being affected by it, right? So it is not that don't feel the pleasure or pain. You will feel the pleasure or pain when that is happening. But have the balance of mind. One more thing is that when the pain or pleasure is occurring, don't, the mind should not be losing the balance, right? So when there is pain, continuously go into the pain mode, you know and then we lose our thinking power. So when, yes, there will be pain, but we should not be carried away by it. We should not succumb to it. We should not become so ecstatic that we lose ourselves. Again, grief or joy, the same thing. Okay. So when there is grief, yes, there will be grief, but don't lose our balance is what being unaffected by it. Right. Next one. Am I tolerant? Okay, kshami, tolerance, right? This is one of the most fundamental things that Lord Krishna started with. Um, Am I tolerant of physical experiences and emotions while practicing patience? Do I address wrongdoing without hating? Right. So, um, tolerating is one of the most important qualities that we need to develop. Why?
Varprasad Garu, here, Kshami, okay, we will do that. We won't really, brood over somebody's wrong things if they do something wrong. And we don't think bad about them. We'll just avoid or, we'll detach from them. If they come back again to approach us, to make friends with us or whatever, do you think we need to accept them? That is what
Yes.
it is? Yeah. Okay.
So maybe they learn the lesson in your example, right? So again, not having hatred will help. Okay. So if we do not develop hatred, what happens is when the person comes out, see, no one is perfect, right? So maybe somebody made a mistake, and then either they forget about it or they come out of that mistake and then want to approach us in a later. But if we have developed hatred, then we will not be letting them uh, having the relationship, right? So that is about the hatred. The second, this one is being tolerant. um, so when we are performing our duties, okay, there will be, we will undergo different experiences, right? Physical, typically physical hardship, or let's say the weather is not good, either too hot or too cold, or when we are working with a lot of people, they have different um, personalities. So being tolerant will not make us lose our goal. See, we are every second of our time we are working towards our goal. Anytime anything that impacts that is a loss for us. Not a loss if it is not a loss when $100 is lost, or some other thing, some physical thing is lost. But if I lose 1 second of my life, which is not towards my goal, that is the biggest loss, because we're not going to get that second back. It's very difficult to practice it. I'm just saying it. So we are still in the bottommost layer in practicing all these things, but we are trying to learn. Okay, so the being tolerant is not making us move away from our goals, from our duty. Okay, so anything that will not, see, when I say doing our duty properly, how it should be done, right? So if I'm doing my duty for my, saying that I am doing it for me, then again, it's not good, right? So having the tolerance and doing our duty without being affected by anything that is happening around, showing patience to all the different variations that of experiences that we get. Okay. Um, so when somebody makes a mistake and that is impacting us, our duty, then address it without hating that person. So with patience, we will be able to address it. If we don't have the patience, we shout at that person, things like that, right? Or we cry, if we cannot shout, we cry. Both are not good. So uh, expect people to uh, affect us. That is the bottom line. Okay. Then santushtaha. Am I content with whatever I receive, sufficient for my sustenance? Santushtaha. So am I satisfied with what I have? What happens if I don't have that?
Yeah, you will have greed, desire, more and more running after, yeah, those desires.
Right. That's right. So it will not be karma phala tyagi. So I want things for myself. I'll not be able to give up attachment. I'll not be able to give up, offer the results. You know. So this is again directly opposite to karma phala tyagi. If we are not satisfied, our desires will run after those materialistic things. So next question, next one. Satatam yogi. Do I meditate on the nature of the Atma, recognizing its distinction from Prakriti? Do I meditate on the nature of the Atma? So when we are enjoying the nature, for example, do we recognize that I am Atma and distinct from Prakriti? Right? When we are even our body is part of Prakriti. So do I recognize my distinction from body? Is the question. Satatam yogi, always meditating on Atma. Okay. Yatatma, is my mind controlled and steady? Okay. Towards our goal again. How we need to be karma pala tyagi. We have to do our actions in a particular way. So our mind should be focused and steady, should be controlled. Otherwise, we'll run after the pleasures, everything for me, for my own enjoyment, right? Next one is Dhrudha Nischaya. Do I maintain firm conviction and faith in the knowledge revealed in the scriptures? Right? This is one very important. Is uh, we tend not to believe, right, what is in the scriptures, and also we don't know. I mean, like okay, if I practice this, then I will be on my way to on my path to achieving the supreme goal, right? If let's say somebody doesn't believe in the scriptures, they may question, oh no, why are you asking me to do all these things, right? So one simple example. So we need to have firm conviction and believe that whatever knowledge that is in the scriptures will lead us to our own benefit, right? Mayarpita mano buddhihi. The question is, do I dedicate my mind and intellect to Lord Krishna? So that's a checklist. Did I focus my mind and intellect, on Lord Krishna or Paramatma? Or did I focus on materialistic things, Prakriti, other things? Lokaha na udvijate. 13th. Do I avoid disturbing or agitating others? Did I do anything that disturbed or agitated others? Typically for our own selfish reasons, right? See, if we are doing our duty, that's different. But do if I have my desires, my expectations, and they are not met, we become angry. And then that our behavior would be to agitate or disturb others. Or if I have desires, like I need to have enjoyment, right? Um, have a big party, and then that may be disturbing others. Just a few examples. So, or I want to enjoy, so let me grab somebody because I cannot enjoy alone. That's typical behavior of people. They are anyway, going in the wrong direction, but they don't want to go alone. They want somebody to go along with them. So they will bring other people. Hey, why don't you come along with me? We'll go to party. We'll go to movies. So um, that is disturbing others. Like if I'm like you are going in your on the right path, and for my own selfish reasons, I kind of emotionally um, um, what is that? Um, Blackmail you, saying that hey, if you don't, you are my friend. I thought you are my friend. How can you do this to me? Disturb. That is also disturbance. Okay. Uh, Lokat na udvijate. Do I stay calm and avoid being disturbed by the world around me? So the opposite of the previous one. Like if somebody is trying to disturb, we should not be disturbed, right? Okay. Do I stay calm? Instead, I shout and develop hatred on whoever is trying to disturb or agitate me. We should not be doing it. So neither we should be disturbing others. That others also includes nature, by the way. So we shouldn't be disturbing people or the prakriti, nature, or shouldn't be disturbed by the world around us. So, say it's raining a lot, or there are no rains. It's very hot or very cold. Again, or people are disturbing me. um, we should always remain calm and respond. We are not saying that we shouldn't be responding. Don't lose the mental balance and respond. Okay. Lord Krishna is saying that. Question 15, based on Harsha Marsha Bhayodvegaihi Muktaha. Am I free from joy, anger, fear, and distress? What does that mean? Anyone?
It's a Pragit. I mean, not moved by anything.
Not having dvandvas.
Yeah.
Yeah, not having dvandvas is the one. So free from dvandva, that is um, grief or joy, anger. I mean, these are even beyond that, right? Joy, anger, fear, and distress. They develop on top of the dvandvas. So these are the feelings that we get. Okay, when we are either performing an activity or when we are just living, right? We are experiencing. Our senses are always working, right? So our senses experience something, and then those experiences we are now processing them as joy, anger, fear, distress. So free from them means uh, again, don't um, you know don't get attached to those senses. Okay, don't get attached to those senses. Obviously, don't get attached to fear means we don't want fear, right? I mean, we say distress. We don't want this. Basically, what it is meaning is while we are performing any activity or while we are simply living, all these experiences we will get, right? You know, at that moment, we should not be affected by them, the sensory experiences. Okay. So fear, for example, when something is near us, okay, uh, being fearful, and we want to do something based on that. That is what we don't want. Okay, got it? So when see, first of all, we should not even have anger, right? If we are able to have tolerance, if we are able to control our hatred, if you are able to focus our mind on Paramatma and Atma, all the things that will, that were there before, if you don't have attachment, anger will not come. But let's say, even when we get the feeling of anger, don't act based on it. Okay, so reactions based on these to either increase them or reduce them. So, for example, when you get joy, okay, so the immediate reaction is I want to increase that joy. Okay, so we will change our what we are supposed to do, the duty to increase our joy. So that is not being free from that, right? When joy occurs, you are experiencing it, no problem. As part of the duty, let us say we have to travel in a flight, and the flight is very comfortable, and we are happy that we are able to reach a destination very quickly without any trouble. Over, right? Now, and then we went to a vacation, and the vacation, um, everything is really beautiful there. Experience the Prakriti as Paramatma's body. It's good. We felt the joy, but just because we got the joy, we want to repeat it again and again. Fear, we have fear of something, and that is interfering with our duty. Then getting rid of the duty. That's what we do, right? Because I have fear of darkness, for example, and I have to do something, then uh, I won't do the duty, which is going to cause problem for me. So don't be affected by these and try to take action only based on these experiences, is what Lord Krishna is saying. In distress, we feel distress, and we go into a loop, right? So don't um, or do overcorrection, like, then change our duties. That's not advised. Okay, so ideally we should not have anger or fear. Okay, so that is the first thing. But if you are able to uh, be free from the effects that they have on us, that is also good. Anapekshaha, do I avoid expectations and desires unrelated to the Atma? Okay, expectations and desires completely. One of the root causes of all problems is expectations only. Um, okay, before even we get into desires, person A will do something, person B will do something, or the weather will be like this, or I will be able to do all these things, all the expectations. Suchihi, Do I sustain my body with pure food in line with scriptural guidance? So Suchihi is related to eating proper food. Okay, sattvic food. So am I taking sattvic food? Dakshaha. Am I proficient in fulfilling my prescribed duties? Okay. If we are not perfect in our prescribed duty, we have to develop that. Okay. So that is Dakshaha. Udasinaha. Do I remain indifferent to matters unrelated to my spiritual progress? It's very important. A lot of things go on in the world, right? And we come across them uh, and see, oh, this is what is happening. But immediately it should not, we should not be affected by it, be indifferent. I guess all of you understand indifference, right? Indifferent in all those matters because they are not related to my progress, right? It's very difficult because we get affected by what's going on in the world. Gatavyatha question is, do I remain unaffected by physical discomfort? This is very important. Physical discomfort such as heat, cold, hardship while carrying out my duties. When I'm performing my duties, am I getting affected by the hardships? Or if I'm working outside, heat and cold. Typically what happens is after the activity is over, the only thing that we remember is the discomfort. So that discomfort will linger with us for a long time, which is again taking us away from our goal. Okay, so there will be discomfort in any physical activity that we do. Okay, so we should be unaffected by them. And in the worst case, what we do is, oh, it is big, it is very hot or cold. I will not do it. I will not do the activity. Or it is very difficult for me. I will not even try doing it. Okay. Question 21. Sarvarambha parityagi. Do I avoid actions not prescribed by the scriptures and refrain from acting out of bodily selfishness? So Sarvarambha parityagi, the literal meaning is not starting the activity. Like that's how it appears. But not starting an activity that is not prescribed is what is the real meaning. So um, did I work on anything that is not prescribed? In the opposite question is, did I do anything that is not prescribed for me? Did I act out of just bodily selfishness or possessiveness? I want this, I want to enjoy this, that's why I do it. Unfortunately, lot of my activities are like that only. So Sarvarambha Parityagi is, I will do only activities that are prescribed for me. I will not do activities, though they may be really giving me a lot of enjoyment, lot of money and things like that. I will not be doing them just for those purposes if they are not prescribed for me. Okay. Question 22. Nahushyati. Do I avoid excessive rejoicing over material gains or worldly happiness? Excessive rejoicing. See, whenever there is a worldly happiness or material gain, it's like we get a job, we have good amount of money, or we buy a house or a car. You know, being so it teaches us to be humble, right? So typically what happens is we think, oh, I got it by myself, right? It is my own activity actions, that resulted in this particular result for me, and um, use that opportunity to enjoy. So that is developing our ahankara and mamakara. Nahrushyati is opposite of that. So we do not show excessive, rejoicing, happiness over material gains. Material gains will happen. Material worldly happiness is going to happen for in various degrees for almost everybody. But don't be carried away by them. Don't do anything only for the sake of them. Nadveshti. Do I refrain from aversion or hatred when results do not turn out in my favor? Okay. Um, what would be our reaction when results don't turn out in our favor?
Really,
Yeah,
we
we
are
keep
upset.
feeling bad, upset, yeah.
Okay. Yep. Upset,
And
sad,
then we also develop anger.
Anger.
Anger,
anger. Right.
disappointment.
Disappointment. Um, so when why did that occur?
We are
Because of
expecting the
the
result.
kama, desire.
Yeah.
Mm, attachment.
Yeah, because of the desire. Yeah. I mean, so we had an expectation. See, result do not turn out in my favor. So we have a certain expectation on the result. Okay. And not meeting expectations is causing us reaction. That is the first basic rule of what we should not have, right? We should do our duty without expectations on a certain result. A result will be favorable or not favorable or neutral. Could be anything. So karma phalatyagi should do the activity without having expectations on the result. So we need to develop nahrushyati nadveshti, right? So we should not be rejoicing because the result is good for us, favorable to us, and also we should not be um, sad, developing anger, hatred, disappointment, distress, and all that when the result is not favorable. Whatever is the result, we have to offer the result to Paramatma and experience the result as Paramatma's blessings. So if the result is not favorable, um, it could be that it is not favorable for my own good. That is how we have to treat it. Okay, and basically move on. We are not doing any activity for the result. That's the bottom line. See, this is totally radical concept from how we actually do the work, right? We always do the work for a particular result only. Unfortunately, that is how we are brought up. And when that result is not there, then we feel sad. And result is good, then we feel happy and enjoy, have parties. That is, one of the first things that we need to completely avoid if we want to become karma palatyagi, which is the first step towards, reaching Paramatma, reaching our supreme goal. We're not talking about 10th step, 20th step, but just in step 1 only here. Okay, 1 out of 35 step, first step. Nasochati, do I avoid grieving over events that typically cause sorrow, such as loss of possessions? So excessive grieving, right? So loss of possessions. See, basically, we tend to forget that all this, whatever possessions that we have, are all temporary, including our body, right? Everything that we see, we experience in this world is temporary. Only Atma is permanent and Paramatma is permanent, of course. Okay, so when things are going to be changing, things are going to be lost. Okay, so grieving for that, it is going to take our time away from our goal, basically, right? Again, there will be a certain period of time where we experience it, but don't continue. That's that's the message. Okay, question 25 related to nakangshati. Do I avoid craving or desiring unnecessary material acquisitions? Material acquisitions are our goals. We we define our duties based on material acquisitions, and then perform those duties, and always check whether I'm target to get the material acquisition. So we are developing that attachment. We are not giving up. Okay. So if we have to be karma palatyagi, we have to give up the results of our actions. We need to be nakangshati. Subha parityagi. Subha asubha parityagi. Do I renounce the fruits of both virtuous deeds and sinful acts, recognizing their binding nature? Right? I want to be attached to punya activities because it is giving, it will lead me to better future. Right? Typically, people want to acquire more punya and they don't do papam. But even that is why is that we need to give up even punya.
Because it's binding. Because it
As
brings you back.
karmic bondage, yeah.
Right.
Karma
Why
bond.
does it bind? Why is it binding?
Because we have to experience the results of the punyas. So we have to come back on earth again. It's not liberating.
Yeah. Why? Why is that? I mean, yes, that's right. Punya, if we acquire punya, we have to take birth again to experience the
Yes.
whatever effects of it, right? So we may have another better life with lot of money, with good health, maybe, or we may take take birth as a devata. So, but why is it binding there? Is the question. So, um, any any result that we get, right? Any result that we get is not because of our efforts, right? Agreed?
Right.
So if I am doing an activity, I am just an instrument. It is not my activity. And the result does not belong to me. Okay. So if I'm thinking that, okay, I am doing this activity to acquire something, that punya, I'm going against that principle of giving up. Okay. So it is also binding. It is also like a um, um, loan that we need to repay. Basically, anytime I think that this has to belong to me, that's it. We are that will be sanctioned. It will belong to us, and we have to experience it. We have to give up that. That's why I mean. So, in order to become a karma phala tyagi, we have to give up the results, no matter whether they're good activities, good, results of a good activity or not. See, first of all, we have to do only good activities. Even, if let's say a doctor doing the operation, the action probably is hurting the patient, but it's a good activity. So we have to do all good activities only, and the results of good activities are punya. If we think that the result should belong to me, then we are not giving up, and the punya is like, added to um, our record, saying that okay, you have to experience this. Karma pala tyagi would not get that. So we have to renounce both. Renounce the fruits of our actions, both good as well as bad. Not just the when we say renounce the fruits of our actions, it doesn't mean that whatever action we do, whatever money that we get, we have to give up the money. No, it is the what is that, the soft it's a the software. The actual result is a hardware. So this result belongs to me. That thinking we have to give up, right? That is what is giving up. And the result is because of me is we are giving up. So when we give up that, then we are, we are not going to acquire karmic bondage. We have to give up even when the result is positive. Typically, we don't do that. So if we do like charity work, and then we want to be recognized, right? So we want to be recognized materialistic in the world, as well as, let's say we did a lot of good activities, and then we ended up with some problem in our life, and then we pray to God saying that, hey God, we did so many good things, why are you making us suffer? So in that case, what we are doing is, all those activities that I did, the result should have come to me, right? So we are saying that the punya belongs to me. Now, God, you don't have the right to make me make me go through this problem. That is also not good. If we are facing a problem that has nothing to do with, we should immediately think has nothing to do with what I did in the past. I mean, nothing to do. When I say that, nothing, it should not be avoided because I did some good activity in the past. If we think that way, then we are not giving up punya. So we are not karma palatyagi. So if a bad occurs to us, something that we don't expect occurs, again the expectation is not good word. So we are ending up with some hardship, right? We are experiencing hardship. So in that case, it is something that we have to experience because of our karmic bondage in the past that we have acquired. And we cannot question saying that, hey, I did all these good activities. It should nullify this, or I should come out of this quickly. We can pray to Paramatma to make us come out of it, irrespective of how we did before. Not saying that I did so many good things for 10 years. I have the right to get good results now. That should not be there. That is Shubha Shubha Parityagi. Okay. Samassetro cha mitre. Samaha setrau mitre. Do I maintain a balanced mind towards friends and enemies? Okay, whether they are near or far is the important thing there. Like when there is an enemy in front of us and doing some harm to us, obviously we have to act, right? But do I maintain a balanced mind towards both friends and enemies, especially when they are far? Okay. So when they are far, we keep thinking bad about the enemies, right? When they're far, they keep thinking good about friends. So our mind is spending time in that. Okay, so we um, typically we get carried away by these friends and enemies, right? He's my friend, he's my enemy, and then we start thinking about doing good things for friends, doing bad things for enemies. All our time gets wasted in that. Okay. Samaha manava manayoho. Am I equanimous in situations of honor and dishonor? Okay, when somebody honors us, did I, jump up and down, and somebody criticized, not respected, uh, as I expected, not respected as I expected, then I lose my mental balance. Did I? Okay, so if I'm equanimous, I have balanced mind in both the situations, either when there is a lot of respect for me or when somebody disrespected me, then we are basically we gave up the result. See, all these cases, right? I mean, bottom line is giving up the results of our activities. Okay, so this honor or dishonor is a result, isn't it? So if we are giving up that, we are not affected by it. If we are affected by it, means we are not giving it up. We are, looking forward to it. We want to experience it. For that reason, I'm doing the activity. That's that's the problem. Samaha sitoshna sukha dukkeshu. Do I remain composed in cold or heat, in pleasure or pain? Okay. Sangha vivarjitaha. Am I free from all attachments? Okay. Tulya ninda stutihi. Do I treat blame and praise equally without reacting emotionally? Very difficult. I mean, cases where it's very difficult, I'm just pausing. So we need to think, did I react when somebody blamed me? What kind of reaction did I have? Did I lose my patience? Did I decide to do something totally different than what my duty is? Mauni.
Even this is same, both almost similar, right, sir? The 20, I'm sorry, when is this? Yeah, 28 and 28 and this one, the
Tulya ninda stuti.
yeah, Tulyanindastati.
Okay. Mana, avmana, honor, dishonor. And then this is blame or praise.
They
Yeah,
sound
they're
similar.
related.
Mhm.
So honoring is like you, because of your position, say for example, your age, your position, your status in the society, you expect certain behavior from others, right? So they follow it, it's honor. They don't, then it's a dishonor. They didn't um, they didn't respect me, they didn't talk to me, they didn't talk to me properly, or they didn't felicitate me. So these are all honor, dishonor. Blame, praise, like directly, like blame you for doing something, or I praised you because you did something great. So what happens is this blame and praise is also that we will feel it only when we don't give up, right? If we gave up the results, somebody is blaming or praising us based on the results, will not affect us. If I think I did it, right, praise will come onto my head, right? Or I did something and other person did not like it. Okay, I might have done great also, but still the other person didn't like it. They are blaming me for doing something bad or didn't do it correctly. Now, um, if I have given up the result, that blame will not affect me, right? If I have given up the thinking behind the result, right? So then it will not affect me. So then what happens is I'm having the equal um, the mental balance in both blame and praise, and because of that, I will not overreact. Right? In all the cases, it is mental balance, not losing our focus, and doing all our activities as service to God. Okay. So then next one is Mauni 32. Do I remain silent when praised or criticized? Right. So again, not being affected by the praise or criticism in the sense that I did it or I did not do it. Okay. So, and not react to it. Mauni is being silent is given there. So, not speaking but internally getting affected is not the answer there. But you're not saying anything the outburst is not coming because internally we are mentally balanced. That is what is mourning. So we are not saying things loud or jumping up and down when praise or criticism occurs. Santushtaha yena kenachit. Am I satisfied with whatever I obtain or receive? So this is basically based on our duties, whatever we get, whatever results we get, we are satisfied with it, right? Because we do not, we work without expectations, and we accept whatever is the result as blessings of Paramatma. So, and we do not, if we are not satisfied, what happens? That shows that we are working out of attachment, working out of with expectations, and we are having desires which are which we want to experience. So all that is opposite of karma palatyagi. So be satisfied with whatever we have. Okay. Aniketaha, do avoid interest in acquiring or decorating houses or material possessions. Okay. So we need a place to live, right? And we need, based on what we can afford, whatever Paramatma has blessed us, right? We can build whatever houses that we want to build or decorate. But typically, what happens is that we have money, and so we look at the house and say, we want to make it beautiful, more and more beautiful, more and more beautiful. So it's like never-ending thing. So uh, our goal is shifted towards that. That's not what is, we should avoid that. We are doing that. Why are we doing it again? Is because we want to be praised, right? We want to experience the materialistic pleasure, right? We want to be having that, that means we don't want mental balance in a way, right? So we are looking forward to people looking at it and praising us. That is going against the karma palatyagi. So, but it doesn't mean that we should not house or not have a house or not decorate it at all. Okay. Stiramatihi. Do I keep my mind steadily focused on Atma? Okay. So these are all the items that are, yeah, this is a checklist for us to measure ourselves, check ourselves whether we are on our towards Paramatma. We are able to meet the criteria of a karma palatyagi. If any of these questions answer is no, then we are not karma palatyagi, right? So if we are not karma palatyagi, that means we are not doing karma yoga. If we are and or nishkama karma, then we would not be going to the next step of getting um, Atma knowledge, recognize we ourselves as Atma, because we are running after materialistic pleasures, experiences, sensory pleasures, experiences, and all that, either through our senses or through our mind, praise, all that. So our goal is body, and our goal is materialistic results, which is away from our supreme goal, right? So to reach a supreme goal, we need to realize ourselves and then realize Paramatma. Okay, so that's 922. There's one more sloka left in chapter 12. Look at that. Any questions on this 35 Karmapala Tyagi characteristics? No? Okay, I'll share my screen. Last sloka. We will complete that. Show. You're able to see?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please chant. Ye tu dharmyamrutamidam
ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदम्
धर्मामृतमिदम्
यथोक्तं पर्युपासते
यथोक्तं
यथोक्तं
पर्युपासते
पर्युपासते
श्रद्दधानामत्परमा
श्रद्धानामत्परमा
श्रद्धधानामत्परमा
भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः
भक्तास्तेऽतीव मे
मे
प्रियाः
प्रियाः
Let's chant together.
ये
ये तु
तु
धर्म्यामृतमिदं
धर्म्यामृतमिदम् यथोक्तं
यथोक्तं
पर्युपासते
पर्युपासते श्रद्धानामत्परमा
श्रद्धानामत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे
मे
प्रियाः
Siddhadhanematparamaha. I should have put that. Okay. So far Lord Krishna talked about the first step, karma phalatyagi, right? That we need to practice these principles as karma phalatyagi. If you are not able to practice the bhakti yoga principles or jnana yoga principles, right? Then Lord Krishna is saying in this sloka, Yetu idam tu. Tu is there. Tu means but. Ye, those who, idam, follow this path of bhakti yoga. So earlier, karma palatyagi, okay, karma yoga, from slokas 13 to 19. Then in sloka 20, Lord Krishna is coming back to bhakti yoga. Okay, but those who follow this path of bhakti yoga, dharmya amrutam, that is, so bhakti yoga, that is virtuous, righteous conduct. Okay, that is dharmyam, right? And amrutam is, it is like nectar. Okay, so the bhakti yoga, Lord Krishna is saying it is dharmyam amrutam, dharmya amrutam. So it is righteous conduct. That is the means to achieve our goal, because bhakti yoga is the means to achieve Paramatma. And it is also like nectar. It is so blissful. Okay, like our experience with Paramatma, experience of Paramatma. Yadha uktam paryupasate. As spoken, yadha uktam, as spoken, paryupasate, ever continuously worship me, shraddhadhanaha, shraddhadhanaha, having conviction, faith, mat paramaha, consider me as the paramaha, supreme goal. Te bhaktaha, those devotees, me ativa priyaha. Bhaktaste ativa me is there like bhaktaha te ativa me priyaha. Me ativa priyaha is that means those devotees are exceedingly dear to me. Earlier, Lord Krishna said they are dear to me like that, right? Karmapala Tyagis are dear to me. Now he's saying those who follow the Bhakti Yoga path, who continuously worship me with conviction, considering me as the supreme goal, those bhaktas, those devotees are exceedingly dear to me. Okay, got it? So Lord Krishna is he gave in the second sloka and 20th sloka, he talked about bhakti yoga. Those who are always having their mind and intellect centered on Paramatma, focused on Paramatma, who are always worshipping Paramatma with conviction, with that interest and eagerness. I want to do it fast, right? That not like I can do it later. After I become I retire, things like that. No, I want to do it now. I want to practice. I want to um, achieve this goal today. So I want to start practicing today onwards. That Twara is there. So who have conviction, in Bhakti Yoga, and then consider Paramatma as the means, and worship Paramatma. As spoken earlier, those devotees who are practicing Bhakti Yoga are exceedingly dear to me. Right? So again, the second sloka is those who fix their mind in me, desire to be ever united with me, and worship me with supreme faith. They are considered most superior by me. So compared to those who are seeking wealth, Aishwarya this, or those who are seeking Atma, compared to both of them, and those who are seeking Paramatma, in all these three, those who are seeking Paramatma with Bhakti Yoga, they are more exceedingly dear to me, right? But not all of us can be at that level, right? Fix our mind always on Paramatma, have only one goal, Paramatma, and worship with faith, right? It's very difficult for us, like for example, there are people who graduated from very good colleges. Suddenly, they leave everything and then go and start practicing these Bhakti Yoga principles. Um, when they when they compare themselves to their friends, for example, and their classmates may be enjoying 5 cars in a 10-bedroom house, and going exotic vacations and having a lot of money, people praising every day, you know so they're having a beautiful life, and they are on a Bhakti Yoga path. They don't have any that money, they don't have the power, they don't have and all that. Still they have to be happy. They cannot be It cannot be a situation where they become envious, saying, oh, these people are enjoying, I'm like this. Then we are not in the Bhakti Yoga path. The one who is on Bhakti Yoga path will actually be able to see others and say, I wish they are realized. They are, that is how they should feel. The one should feel. If we are not at that level, then the Bhakti Yoga path is not for us. We have to start from Karma Yoga. As a Karma Phala Tyagi, slowly, once we practice, then we no longer care about the materialistic results and praise and all that. Then we realize, okay, I am Atma. What is my goal? Then I'll focus on Paramatma. Then again, I will not care about the materialistic things in enjoyments and materialistic possessions. So sloka 20 is the last sloka. So Lord Krishna again brought us back to Bhakti Yoga is the supreme. Those who are seeking me as a goal, they are most dear to me. Right? Any questions? We'll just conclude the chapter. I'll share my screen again. Now we are over time today. Okay. Om Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su
Om Srimad Bhagavad Gita
Upanishatsu
Upanishatsu
Brahma Vidyayam
Brahma Vidyayam
Yoga Shastre
Yoga Shastre
Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade
Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade
Bhakti Yogo Nama
Bhakti Yogo Nama
Adasodhyayaha
Dvadasodhyaya
Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha
Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha.
Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai Shri
Narayana.
Ayena Vacha Mansendriya Vabudhyatma
Bhujatma va Pragadesh Bhava
Karomi Yajat Sakalam Parasmai
Karmi
Narayana
Narayana
Samarpayami Sriman Narayana Samarpayami Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Namastu.
Namaha.
Yo Namaha.
Jai Srimanarayana. Thank you everyone.
Srimanarayana. Srimanarayana.